So after EFM, what was the next milestone in your career?
Yeah, so it was interesting. I became really good friends with one of the sales reps at Life Fitness.
Yep.
I at that point I had 3 EFM health clubs, all in sort of southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, all performing really well. I mean, 2 were really good. One was a little bit more of a challenge. It was interesting. I always say this to people in franchise. I say, you can have 1 or 2 amazing high performing clubs and make a lot more money than having 5 or 6 average performers. And one of the interesting things that I think my eyes were a bit big, and I took on this extra club that was a long distance. It was like an hour and a half drive for me, and it just never
Mm,
performed where I wanted it to perform just because I just didn't put the time and energy into it. I didn't want to go there. It was
yeah.
one of those situations. But interestingly, the gentleman that I knew from Life Fitness came to me with an opportunity to buy a couple of 24, well, they weren't 24/7, just sort of traditional gyms,
Mm,
sort of 600 square meter type spaces.
yep.
And the current operator was well behind payments to Life Fitness. He was well behind payments to the landlord. They came to me and said, look, we're going to repossess all of this equipment. We're happy to leave it on site. If you can do a deal with the landlords, then, we'll sign it over to you. You know, almost brand new equipment with only 12 months worth of payments left on it. So I went and negotiated with the landlords, got a deal done with both of them, signed off new leases, signed over all the equipment, took on those clubs. And that was my foray into the traditional gym space. So I still had my 3 EFMs, had a couple of independent clubs. We ended up selling one, kept one, took it 24/7,
Mm,
ran it as the Urban Fitness Club for a number of years.
that's right.
Interestingly, that's now a Snap Fitness, which is great.
I drove past the other day. I saw it.
It's a wonderful club. It's a really nice place, standalone
Great spot.
building. Yeah, and look,
Great spot.
Georgie, the gentleman that bought it from us, we were doing a deal just pre-COVID, and obviously he held off for a little while. The deal wasn't quite as good after COVID, but I'm glad he picked it up. He's a great
So
guy. He's
good.
been a great franchisee, put a lot of money into refurbishing it, converting it, and everything else. So, yeah, it's
Re-
been a journey. I mean, that was the next stage. Obviously, I ran them for a number of years, and fast forward to 2014, um, wife and my folks had moved from Melbourne. They'd sold the restaurants, moved to Queensland. They had bought into management rights of hotels,
Mm,
something completely different, still in the hospitality space. But wife and I looked at it and said, you know what, we've got a little bit of money now. Why don't we sell some of these clubs? Let's
mm,
move to Queensland. We loved Noosa where they were. Let's go into management rights with my folks. And so we made that decision. We moved to Queensland, sold everything in Melbourne, kept the one club, which is now the Snap,
yeah.
but sold everything, moved to Noosa and put in a couple of tenders for these places. It didn't happen. At the same time, I was studying my master's in business and
Mm,
got that finished. But it was interesting. I got a bit of a tap on the shoulder to come down and have a conversation about doing franchise sales with Snap Fitness. And that was my intro to Snap Fitness. I came down to have a conversation with the then CEO, Dan Newton, and he offered me the role for franchise sales. It was a really interesting piece. I was quite excited about it because I'd come out of being a business owner for so long, never really thought I'd go into a corporate world, but liked the idea of this big organization that had multiple brands, multiple items for me to sell. And so that's when I stepped in as the national franchise sales manager for just Australia and New Zealand at the time.